Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
I know, it's crazy. It's so misinformed, and yet, you know, people are looking at him like he's some kind of the answer. Well, he's not. He's just a continuation of the Bush administration also. He's another leg of it, and it's not right.
I mean, I agree with you that it's going to come out, and I don't think they can stop this, Margaret.
I don't think so either, and I think that the way that they're kind of trying to keep it from coming out is trying to keep somebody like McCain in office, or trying to put somebody like McCain in office, and keep people like Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton just out of it. You know, it's pretty freaky.
I agree with this preacher that AIDS was engineered. I've got documents on that, and I agree that the government's it's been the cover of Esquire and Rolling Stone that they've been caught shipping drugs in. I mean, what is? I mean, he's just saying something we all know.
Exactly, but he's saying things that people are really afraid to hear, which is why there's all this press around it and why it's being spun as somehow negative, when really it's the truth, and it's something that the establishment doesn't want you to know. It's something that people in Fox News don't want you to know or don't want you to think is true. They would rather you think that he's some kind of crackpot when he's really not.
Well, Barack Obama's certainly not a crackpot. Very charismatic, very intelligent, but he's got some really scary advisors like Brzezinski. Oh, this is a big new Brzezinski.
Well, I think it's hard. I think it's hard because I mean, Barack Obama is great. I'm actually a campaign surrogate for him. And I
didn't know that.
He is. Yeah, I just started doing that. I never have ever backed a candidate before, but I feel that he's really the only person out there that you can trust. Other than, I actually really like Dennis Kucinich, too, but he's not running.
Yeah, we've had him on.
So if you can't have Dennis Kucinich, you can have somebody, somebody like Barack Obama.
What do you think of Ron Paul? Because they tried the same demonization of him that was false.
I like Ron Paul, too. I just think that I'm looking about, the way that you have to vote nowadays, I think, is really who's going to get the person you hate out. So you're not necessarily voting for who you want to vote for. You're voting for who do you think who can beat who.
Well, I've always said I'm against.
Barack Obama can beat McCain.
Well, I agree. Hillary might lose to him. That I've never believed in lesser of two evils, but in this case, it's not even a lesser of two evils. It's incredible. I mean, Hillary and McCain, in my view, are so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hillary really is a congenital liar. She was just saying that they tried to shoot her plane down in Bosnia, and it's turned out it's not. I mean, it's just, I've really had enough of the Clintons. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Well, I just feel that we need to change completely. I mean, I think that there's sort of like a kind of incestuousness of on Capitol Hill. There's kind of an incestuousness in the White House. There's sort of like thing where it just keeps regenerating the same sort of thing, and we need a complete change.
We're talking to Margaret Cho, one of the top comedians, film actors, TV, books, movie performances. I'm looking at the schedule. You are working you're doing a lot, aren't you?
I know, it's kind of crazy. Yes, I'm on tour, and I'm also doing a reality show now for VH1. So that'll probably hit this summer. So there's a lot of things. It's great. Well,
I mean, tell us for the listeners that are just interested in your career and your talented things you're doing. All very interesting. Every time I flip through TV on HBO or something, I got to stop and watch. Magnetic personality, obviously. But of all the things you're doing, what's most important right now?
Well, I love doing stand-up comedy. It keeps me out there and it keeps me connected with people, and I really enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun. So that's what my main passion is.
And how much longer is that tour, the tour you're on right now, going?
My show is called Beautiful, and it tours all over the country, and it'll be on through 2008. So I'll be coming to a city near you at some point through this year.
Other issues we haven't talked about in the 8-9 minutes we've got left, Margaret. What else is on your mind? What else is concerning you right now? Because Bush, to me, has built up this huge police state system, and then I don't see any evidence of it being dismantled, regardless of who gets into office. Does that concern you? And then what else concerns you?
Well, I'm concerned also about how we're going to get out of Iraq, because I think that this war is so much based on a lie, and we've got to stop sending children over there to fight this needless war. I mean, we've already destroyed our reputation around the world because of this war, and it's really terrible. And, I'm out on the road all the time, and I see these kids coming back from Iraq or going to Iraq, and they are too young. They are so young. I mean, I think if people really understood how young these soldiers are, if they really looked at their faces and they could see that these kids they're just children.
They're babies.
They're babies, and it makes me cry, because it's like they're fighting a war that they shouldn't be fighting. It's a misuse of their lives. They're such young kids. I mean, I don't believe in a war anyway, but certainly not one that's based on a lie, and certainly not one for this administration. And it's a shameful thing for 4,000 children to have died because of this. It's a shameful, shameful thing, and I don't know how this country can make it up to them.
Well, I know this. It is true that Barack Obama is the only one that voted against the war, and he has. Yeah. I mean, no one else can say that.
Right, and that's really important. That's a really important thing to remember, is that he was against it from the start. I think, it's also because the people who are going over there are people of color. They are people without money. They're lower classes. They're people who are looking to the armed forces to help them fund their educations. And it's really a shame. It's really how this country really savages the poor, and it really prostitutes the poor, and it's terrible. And so that's something that I need to see end. I mean, that to me is a very emotional cause.
Margaret Cho, one of the top comedians in the world, is our guest. Quick break. We'll come back with about 4 minutes on the other side with our guest. Just amazing having her on, and you can check her out in your area soon. We'll be right back. MargaretCho.com. That's MargaretCho.com. Links up on Infowars.com right now. Margaret, got about 4 minutes left. I want to get back into 9/11. I mean, how obvious is it, not just the evidence of it being an inside job, but then how they used it and how they took our freedoms and how they said you can't question us, and if we're toxic waste dumping, you can't report on it now because that'll help Al-Qaeda. Last week when they found drugs in all the major water supplies, our local paper in Austin said, oh, we're being told not to report on what was in our water because it might help Al-Qaeda. I mean, it's just a catch-all for corruption. Any comments on that?
Oh, it is a catch-all. It's just insane, and it's really upsetting, in the way that it's affected travel, and how, they just look through your bags, or they try to make you put all your liquids in one place. It's ridiculous, because they just want this atmosphere of terror to just pervade everything, so it'll make us easily controllable.
It's training, taking the shoes off. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it'll make you take your shoes off.
And that's to train you. They know that something that ridiculous is about habitualizing you to the fear.
Just habitualizing you to the fear. That's exactly what it is. And trying to make sure that you'll do what they say under this guise of terrorism, where it's really, and it's funny because I'm friends with a lot of Arab Americans, I'm in the belly dance community, and so the majority of the people that I know are Arab Americans, and they said after 9/11 they could not believe that Al-Qaeda pulled it off, because Al-Qaeda, the whole idea of Arabs being organized is totally ludicrous.
Yeah.
And they could never have done it, and so that to me is very funny, because if you look at the history of fatwas, there was an author in Egypt who had a fatwa against him for something like 40 years, and he went to the same cafe every day at the same time, every single day for 40 years, and they never killed him. He lived to be in his 90s.
Well, take Egypt against
the whole time.
Take Egypt against Israel. I don't mean to be mean to Arabs, but they're not, militarily. They're brave fighters. There's just something's lacking in organizational skill, and these guys from caves magically did this. Yes,
it's very. It's really about demonizing some sort of entity that we don't really know about, and then So it's the government really
or Margaret,
this idea.
I'm sorry, you said the government's pushing this idea?
This idea of us trying to fear something that doesn't even really exist. I don't think that people faced with the idea that they may crash and die in a plane, I don't think that they would do nothing.
Wow. Margaret Cho, I appreciate you coming on, margaretcho.com. And we really appreciate you spending time with us and sharing your thoughts bravely, because if we don't all speak out, we could have some really serious things come in the future, couldn't we?
We could. We should all speak out.
All right, Margaret Cho, Godspeed. Thank you for spending time with us, and have a great week.
Thank you. You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there she goes, one of the top comedians in the country, and speaking out about 9/11. Retransmission starts now at Infowars.com. Jam-packed first and second hour if you missed it. The exclusive streams are at Infowars. You got to go there. We'll be right back in 70 seconds on the internet streams at Infowars.com. God bless you all.